Hey guys, this is Chris from Globalization Guide, and in this video I want to give you an in-depth, step-by-step breakdown of the Panamanian Friendly Nations Visa process. The Friendly Nations Visa offers a fast track to permanent residency in Panama for citizens of 49 countries as of 2019 that Panama considers friendly nations. There are many different visa types available. This one works specifically if you are a citizen of a Western country like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, most European countries, United States, a few Latin American, South American countries, a few Asian countries, and a few outliners like, for example, South Africa. Now, in order to qualify for this visa type, first, you need to be a citizen of one of the countries I just mentioned. Secondly, you need to do two things. You need to show economic ties with Panama or to Panama. Now, there are three ways you can do this. You can find work, you can invest in real estate, or the most common way that people do this is by either buying or incorporating a company. You need to be a 50% shareholder of a Panamanian company in order to qualify and tick off this requirement. The second thing you need to do is to show economic solvency. And this is generally done by opening a bank account and depositing $5,000 into it. A bank account in Panama in your name. It's $5,000 for the first person. And then if you're doing this with a spouse or another dependent, they actually see a spouse as a dependent, then it's $5,000 plus an extra $2,000 per dependent. Generally, this process takes around, I would say, 6 weeks for the initial step, which consists of getting the required documents, opening your company or buying a company, then flying to Panama, opening a bank account, depositing the money, and once the money has been deposited, actually starting the application process. Once the application process has been finished, you then have to wait for the application to be processed, which will take another 3 to 4 months. So if you decide today to start with your residency process, in 6 months you could be holding your permanent residency card in your hands. But now let's really dig deep into the exact steps. Let's start with assembling the necessary documents. Now, the mandatory documents that you will need are a passport and a secondary photo ID. This could be a driver's license, this could be your national ID card. There are other documents that fulfill this requirement, and which specifically those are, or if you want to check if a specific document meets those requirements, you can talk with your lawyers and they will let you know if it works or not. Secondly, you will need a criminal record, and that criminal record also has to be apostilled to Panama. Now, if your criminal record isn't completely clean, then once again, you need to check with your lawyers to make sure that you're still eligible to use this process. Then there are some documents that you will need in order to open the bank account. These requirements are less strict. It really depends on your individual situation. It also depends on, just how the requirements in general are. In the banking sector, these requirements change regularly. And it also depends on the relationship that your law firm has with the banks that they're working with. In general, these include bank reference letters. These will include personal reference letters. This will include maybe a tax return or some other document showing the source of your income or the source and amount of your personal finances, your funds, your wealth. Now, to get those documents can take anywhere between 7 to 30 days. Specifically, getting the criminal record usually takes a little bit of time, and then getting it apostilled. So I would plan with 7 days minimum, but more realistically, maybe 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Personally, I needed about 3 weeks in Germany to get all of my documents in order. Now, once you have all of your documents in order, the next step is to form your company. Now, this is pretty simple. You need to send your lawyers the required documents, and you can send them virtually, digitally, electronically. You don't need to send the actual physical copy. And you need to pay your lawyer. Once that has been done, it will take anywhere from 3 to 10 days to form the company. Once the company has been formed and all of your documents have been received, now is the perfect time to start planning your trip to Panama, to start the on-site process. Now, in terms of time, we're looking at a minimum of 7 days, better 14 days, that you have to be actual boots on the ground in Panama. Now, when you arrive in Panama, there will be two things. The first step is to open your bank account. Your law firm will send you together with a representative to one of the banks that they have a good working relationship with. You will have to sign a few documents. You will maybe have to leave your fingerprints. You will have to answer a few questions. And within 1 or 2 days, your bank account should be open. Once your bank account is open, you will deposit the required amount into the bank account. If you're going by yourself, it's 5,000. If you have, let's say, a wife and a child, it will be 9,000 in total. Once the money is in the bank account, the next step is to print out a bank statement. This will show your name and this will show your account balance. And this piece of paper is your proof of economic solvency. The moment you are holding this piece of paper in your hand, you can immediately start withdrawing the money from the account. You could even close the account. You can spend the money. You can do with it whatever you see fit. So this is just some temporary liquidity that you will need. This money is not gone. Now, there are a few documents that generally your law firm will take care of. This is a medical certificate, and this is also some kind of document that shows an address in Panama. This could be a so-called hotel letter or a rental agreement. Generally, your law firm will be able to take care of this. Now, once you have company incorporated, your bank statement in hand, all of the other necessary documents assembled, now the actual application process will begin. And this application process takes place at the Servicio Nacional de Migración, which is a building in the northern part of Panama City. At this building, every time I've been there, there are huge lines of people waiting to get their visas sorted out and all sorts of other things. And it can be quite a time-draining activity to wait there for your spot. So what a decent law firm will do that values their customers' time is they will send a paralegal there in the morning to draw a number and wait for you in line. And then once your turn is coming close, they will give you a call. You can take a taxi or an Uber to go to that place now and assume your place in line. And then after maybe 30, 45 minutes of additional waiting, you will be called up. And pretty much all you have to do there is sign a few more documents, take your fingerprints, take a passport picture, and that's about it. In total, it will require 2 visits to the Servicio Nacional de Migración until you receive your temporary residence card, number 1, and secondly, a multi-entry visa or multiple return visa. This is a visa that will allow you to stay in the country, to come and leave as you see fit, and this is generally a visa that has a validity of about 1 year. At that point, the initial application phase is completed. Now it's in the hand of the government organization in Panama, and the application now is being processed and the process just has to finish. Now you're free to leave the country, and most people choose to do this. Once the process finishes, what will generally take about 3 to 4 months, your law firm will give you a call, let you know, hey, your application is ready. And now you need to return one last time to Panama to finalize everything. Now you have until the end of your multiple return visa to do this. It will require just one more visit to the Servicio Nacional de Migración, pretty straightforward, and there you will receive your permanent residence card. And at that point, the complete visa process has been finished. Congratulations, you're now a permanent resident in Panama, and all you need to do to maintain that residency is to be in the country at least once every 2 years. If you're out of the country for more than 2 years at a time, there is a chance that you might lose your residence. That finishes this process. One more thing that you could do, 4 weeks after you've become a permanent resident, you could apply for your Cédula de Extranjero, which is a national ID card that is valid by itself in Panama to travel and also contains your tax ID. So if you're looking to get a tax certificate, this is a step that you will have to do. Now, you could also be looking at getting Panamanian citizenship, and this is something that you're eligible 5 years after you've become a permanent resident, or 3 years after you've become a permanent resident if you have a Panamanian spouse. So I think that's it for this video. I hope this really cleared up the process. It's pretty straightforward. You will have to invest, not including rent and flights to Panama, about $5,000 for one person to set up the company, pay the lawyer fees, pay the government fees, and so on. If you're doing it with more people, then the price per person drops considerably. If you have any questions about this process, you can send me an email at chris@globalizationguide. You'll find the link to my email address below this video. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And I hope to talk to you guys very soon. Take care.